live and in the flesh, yo. Oh shit. I'm sorry. This bun ain't gonna worry me. Okay, here's the thing. I had to hop on here right now this very moment because I said the devil is a liar. And mainly just because I feel like it. I wanted to hop on and connect because I'm about to go do Lyft in a little while. But God just put it on my heart like, hey, you need to do this first. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Your heart say hop on here and just connect with people in the world. And so that's what I'm doing. So anyway, hopefully y'all had a good Saturday. I'm trying to wake up. What time is it? It is 9:47 p.m. where I'm at. And yeah, I just want to hop on here and just check in with y'all. And plus I wanted to share with y'all about that dream, because I made a short about a dream that I had, but I didn't really expand on that dream. I want to tell you about this crazy dream. Y'all gonna be like, what the hell? The dream was like this. I'm gonna try to make this short, like a Cliff Notes version. The dream was like, hold on. Here was a dream. The dream was like this. Okay. For whatever reason, this dream, I had allergies. I had allergies going on. And then this person that I knew from way back, maybe about when I was more like a teen, this person that I knew, I was like, well, I'm having some allergy, like a sneezing fit I was having something going on with my allergies. So I said, I need some Benadryl. And so this person that I knew back in the day in real life, he goes to give me some Benadryl, but it wasn't a pill kind. It was in a vial. So it's kind of like the Benadryl we would use in the hospital as a nurse. You know, you draw it up and you would, depending on what the order is from the doctor, you would get this person, you get a patient like either maybe 25 milligrams or 50 or 100. So anyway, but of course, any IV intramuscular form of especially a medication like Benadryl, you have to be mindful and pretty much keep the doses, start from the lowest dose for sure, because it's going to kick in faster. But anyway, I was having allergy problems in this dream. So I think I told the person, I was like, well, give me a shot, draw it up and just give me, I think I said started like either 25, I think I said give me 25 milligrams. And I think it was, yeah, 25 milligrams. That's what the vial had 100 in there. Don't ask me why. I don't know how this person knew how to draw up no damn Benadryl, because they weren't no nurse even in real life. But that's the way the dream played out. The dream was like I asked the person to give me some Benadryl, draw it up out of the vial for me, give me 25 milligrams, because I knew starting lower was better. That would probably more than likely help my allergies, whatever was going on with me in the dream, but it would make me so tired, right? Do you know this person in that dream, I wasn't paying attention, but they drew up not the whole 100 milligrams. It was like they drew up like 50 milligrams of Benadryl in the dream and just started stabbing me with this damn needle. And I'm like, what are you doing? Now, you know, I asked for a small dose of Benadryl because I did not want to get lethargic. This is in the dream. I wanted to just take care, because I think I was having like runny nose and itchy eyes. I was sneezing. And the person just kept stabbing me in the dream with this needle. And it was a long, thick needle too. It was a needle who I think could have been like almost like them thick needles that you get your vaccinations done with. I was like, stop stabbing me, because you know every time you punch this needle in me, it's getting more and more Benadryl is coming out of the needle, and I don't want to get that kind of tired. Long story short, this is the gist of what I think the dream was trying to explain to me, and that's why I wanted to share it with y'all. Because I know this is not just for me. To me, that dream represented stuff like this. So when you start to finally have a renewing of your mindset and try to clean up the way you think and try to align your mindset and let God really heal your mindset, align the way you see yourself, especially how you see yourself with how God says you are and who God says you are. There's going to be people in your life that's going to fight for you to stay back there and keep you asleep, keep you in a daydream, keep you not knowing who you are, keep you always being in a space where you don't trust yourself. You have low self-esteem. You self-doubt is loud in your head. It's going to be people in your life that is not going to like the change that they see in you. They're going to want to keep you asleep. Now, these people aren't nasty people, mean people. They're not necessarily bad people. And this could come through your family. It could come through anybody. But sometimes the shift that you're trying to make and how you're trying to align yourself with what God says about you, sometimes people even in your closest vicinity will try to keep you asleep because they are not awake in their self. They don't understand what you're doing or why. They don't understand it because they haven't went through it. They'll probably understand it eventually, but he put that on my heart. He said that dream was kind of symbolic of that. People around you, especially people up on you and close, who are maybe sometimes vibrating at a lower frequency, are sometimes a easy vessel for darkness to attach to them and work through them to try to mess with you. And they'll try to keep you asleep in any way they can, whether that's to undercut your self-confidence, make you second guess yourself, make you feel insecure about the decisions that you are making to renew your mind, make you feel like you don't know what you're doing. That's how that all work. And they'll try to keep you asleep in that way. I mean, of course, because when you are going through that transformation in your mindset like that, it's going to be looking topsy-turvy. It's going to be looking like it's not a straight trajectory. It's going to be, hill peaks and valleys with that thing, because you're trying to really transform the way you see yourself, transform your mind. And so with people on the outside not knowing what's happening with you, they don't understand it. They're not necessarily supposed to. They'll try to do different things to undercut the moves that you're making. And sometimes I think that's why God will isolate you, because God don't want you to be having opposing thoughts going in your head when he really trying to heal you and heal your mindset of how you see yourself, so that you really can step into your power and have inner authority that you operating from, because you are a child of his first. He don't want to be going up against that, because he knows some of the people, everybody are not evolving at the same rate. And so with that being the case, sometimes you get to a point in your journey where the lightness that's in you will be irritating somebody else's darkness, somebody else's shadow. They might not necessarily be evil people, but they're operating from an egoic standpoint. So things that you are doing to transform your life will trigger their fragile ego, and he don't necessarily want you to be going up against that kind of opposition, not at least all the time. So he will isolate you for that reason. And that's what I was hearing. And sorry if I'm talking fast, because I had this damn coffee. But he brought that to my mind. He said, so sometimes them isolation phases are not a punishment. It's to keep you protected, because all the work that he's done in your mindset, it's about it's about your mindset, as within, so without. Because you can't win if you're not right within. You have to shift the way you see yourself, and God will help you do that. But sometimes he'll isolate you in order to make that transition a little easier sometime, and also to protect you from people that's around you that are still not necessarily as awakened as you are on this consciousness journey, to keep them from bringing you back down consciously. It's not a gooder than or better than thing. It's about a consciousness thing. And some people insist on staying asleep. Some people, like I say, ignorance is bliss. Some people want to stay there. Some people don't want to wake up and start to be more accountable and responsible in the way they see themselves. Some people don't want to align their self-concept with what God says about them. They just don't. Some people literally fight for their limitations in terms of the oppressive way that they think, the things that they think about themselves, the way they talk to themselves, the way they think about themselves. They want to cling on to that identity because that's all they know. And what they say, sometimes the devil you know is better than the one you don't, or whatever them sayings are like that. But basically, that's what the dream was symbolic of. Stabbing me with that Benadryl, knowing the devil would put me to sleep when I wasn't asking for all that. I was just asking for assistance with giving me a dose of Benadryl so that my allergies can go away. And so that's why you got to just be mindful. And like, protecting your energy is not a crime, and you're not acting funny or bougie or any of that. But it take a lot of work to go on that path of renewing yourself in the mindset. It's the mindset shift that you be fighting for. And some people who don't quite get it, who are really heavily entrenched in this 3D reality, who don't really care about renewing their mindset, whether they're running around on this earth toxic or not, or if they're on this earth extremely pessimistic or not. Some people don't really care to come out of that space because that's all they know, and that's okay. But if you happen to be somebody who's trying to shift yourself like that and come up out of that darkness, because that's what it is darkness, it's hell. Yeah, heaven and hell, that's a state of mind. And to live with a mindset where you got like self-hatred and all that kind of stuff going on in your head, not really knowing who you are, worried about what everybody else think about you, somebody who literally with every move you require some kind of external validation to let you know that you on the right path and all that kind of stuff. That's a form of hell, man. And I'm telling you, because that was a space that I was at, and a space that I fight to stay out of. And that's why I don't necessarily mind being alone, because I do know people, an unconscious person will present something to you in a way where it looks like they're trying to help you, and in their mind, in their unconscious mind, there might really be the angle they're coming from. But if they're unconscious and not evolved, or even not even on the path to evolution in their consciousness, they're spreading something that's distorted to you. They're telling you something distorted. And sometimes God don't want you to be up against those opposing thoughts, especially if that's a space that you've worked past already. And so sometimes that's why he might isolate you. But he just said, just be mindful. That's why they say protect your energy. You become like the 5 people you hang around the most. So think about that. Who you around? Them 5 people, whatever they doing, whether it's good things or bad things, especially the stuff that you are critical of them people. hey, that's in you. It's seeping in you. It got to be, because you're around them, and that's how that stuff works. The energy transfers and just the mindsets and stuff. That's why you have to be careful. And this is not about who somebody you better than, you trying to act like you better. It ain't even about it ain't about that. It's about people who are conscious, who are self-aware, and who want to be better in the way they thinking and showing up in the world. Especially, it's the mindset. It's that conscious part. That's that part. I don't care what you're looking like on the outside. I'm talking about what your conscious, what kind of thoughts are you having? Are you somebody who believe in liberating people, or are you worried about power and putting people down? That's a problem. That's something you need to be looking at. Anybody who think like that, especially once you get to a point in your healing journey and realize that, damn, we all connected. We all are interconnected. And whatever you do to me, whatever way you think you might be hurting me, you actually hurting yourself, because that shit comes back around. Even if it don't hit you, it hit your offspring or whatever. I mean, so when you get to a point where you really realize that, and you try to operate from that space of, let me just treat other people like I want to be treated, then you'll get it. Like, okay, so let me just be mindful. Let me really be mindful and start taking accountability for this stuff. Let me stop just being at a lower frequency where whatever actions you're taking and what you're doing is just cynic, and it just don't make no sense, and it's just time out for that. Otherwise, you'll find out. You know what I mean? You will find out. But I was just thinking about that. I said, damn, that dream was powerful, and I was pissed in that dream, because I know people to this day who do that to people, who have done that to me, whether they were conscious of it or not. It don't matter, because what you do in your unconsciousness, once you finally have a revelation and come to the light or whatever it is and can see things more clearly, you don't get off the hook for that. But that's why that's why it's better to just be curious and interested in stuff, and not so that you won't be operating doing crazy stuff, and literally either because you intentionally want to be dirty and sassy and like do that kind of stuff, or because you just outright don't know, because that won't be no excuse. Eckhart totally talked about that. That don't get you off the hook, because we live in a universe, a world, a universe, especially when you talk about spiritually, that believes in balancing scales. So you don't get off the hook just because I didn't know. No. But that's why the faster you try to know thyself, seek truth, and asking you got to look into this stuff. So you won't be running around here with that ignorance is bliss mentality and starting fires and wars back behind you because of how you interacting with people, because you got to pay for that, man. And yeah. I just wanted to share that with y'all, because that dream pissed me off, because I was like, I know exactly what that's like. People who try to keep you in some subservient position so that you can't shift up out of whatever darkness you are in your psychology. They will do that to you, try to oppress you, try to man down you, all that kind of stuff. Try to do whatever they can to try to in some weird way make things harder for you than they need to be. Then people got to answer for that. You don't get away with that, especially if you're doing that to somebody who a child of God and who got a calling on their life. In the calling, they were cloaked the whole time, because it was you was the one that was being tested, not them. No, you were being tested to see how you would treat somebody how would you treat somebody when you didn't know who they were. And that's the sad part. So you just got to be mindful. You got to be careful and treat people how you want to be treated. And just because you don't understand something about somebody and whatever they're doing on their journey, don't mean you need to try to poke holes in their tires because you don't understand it. Listen, communicate, try to figure out a way, or take the time to understand, well, what are they, maybe they own something. And even if I don't agree with it, let me just hear something. So I won't be around here all toxic and doing dumb stuff to people just because I don't understand it. Just because I don't understand what their journey is. Because everybody experiencing this life through their own personal lens, based on their own experiences and things that they either have healed or haven't healed in their perspective. So that don't mean anybody is absolutely wrong or absolutely right, but at least have an open mind and be willing to understand something, learn something about somebody else. And then along that journey, as you're trying to learn about that other perspective, stop trying to turn people's lights out. Stop poking holes in people's tires, because you got to answer for that. And whatever it is, if you wouldn't want to done to your mama or your babies, don't do it to nobody else. Just have an open mind and try to understand what be happening. You got to be willing to do that. Otherwise, you asleep, and you operating around here in this world like somebody who had an extra strong dose of Benadryl in your IV, and you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be asleep. You want to be aware and be able to grasp concepts and let go of ideas and concepts that's still in your head that you hold on to, that is not serving you, that's actually keeping you oppressed, that's actually keeping you from being able to evolve into and do whatever it is God got you down here for. You ain't down here just to be poking holes in people's tire and doing what you can to get them too much Benadryl so they can stay ignorant. No, you're supposed to be trying to help uplift other people. But if that's the mindset you have or anybody have, because that's where you get your power from, is undercutting somebody, then that's a problem. That's something to look at. Because who you think you're working for when you operate like that? So I love you. I love you enough to tell you the truth and be vulnerable and just share with you my dream, because in my heart, I do want to see everybody win. I don't care what you look like. That's what's in my heart. But I do know everybody don't think like that. That's okay too. And I have compassion and empathy for people who think like that, because I know that's coming from a space of a perspective or a viewpoint of somebody who's extremely unhealed or don't want to take accountability. They mad at the world. They think somebody owed them something. But I understand it. But that's still not an excuse. But either way, I'm just sharing this a little bit here because I said somebody need to hear it, because I said that dream was not just for me. And what they say, the truth to set you free, but first to piss you off. That's the truth. That's how it is. And just look at it like this. Anything that you ever come across online, whether it's out of my mouth or anybody's mouth, if it triggers you and irritates you, that's actually showing you where you have a piece, where your ego is fragile at, and what you need to look at within yourself. It ain't the person outside of you. It's where your ego is fragile. It's something you believe in your reality or about yourself. Your self-concept is something that's flawed and distorted and it's misaligned. That's not the truth, whatever it is. So that's why, hey, when something bug you the hell out of you that's coming out of somebody's mouth, that's actually an opportunity to go and look within. Know thyself. Why is that triggering me? Why don't I like him? Why am I jealous of him? Why do I hope why am I wishing death on that person? What's the fuck is wrong with me? That ain't them, it's you. It's you. And that's why life sometimes, I think, is calling all of us to take a look at ourselves and see what it is. Why am I so damn judgmental? Why is this pissing me off every time this person talk about this? Why is that annoying me like that? Why am I sitting up here mad at this person because they trying to grow and shift in their perspective? They trying to change their mindset. Why do that bug me? That ain't them problem. That's something going on in the person, the you. That's the reason you're judging it. So just check yourself. What do you say? Check yourself or you wreck yourself. That's the truth. And I love y'all. And I love y'all enough to tell y'all the truth. I don't really care if it make you irritated or not. Because the worst thing in the world is somebody who around you who won't tell you what you need to know or share with you something that they didn't went through hell and back, gatekeeping that information, and so you just to keep you dumb and ignorant. That ain't what you want. And I'm seeing it every day because I'm having to learn. I'm having to learn shit the hard way in a lot of cases, because ain't nobody really, other than my parents, I mean, nobody around me is really caring about evolving in the way they think, and not like that. And I'm seeing it, I'm aware of that, and it's okay. But hey, and that's why they say you got free will. You ain't got to be smothered up and all up under and close connect, all up under somebody who's not really in alignment with you in terms of where you are trying to go, in terms of the way you see yourself and the way your worldview. And eventually, I know for a fact this is true. God will bring people into your reality that's in alignment with who you are and where you're going, and not what you've been in the past. He'll help you meet these kind of people. And it ain't meaning that you discard people from your past, but if somebody's not aligned with you, you have to deal with them with a long handled spoon. You just have to, because it's about self-preservation. You have to save yourself. If the thing or the person or whatever it is not aligned with you, it ain't meaning something is good or bad. It's about what's in alignment with where I'm going and where I'm trying to shift and heal into and out of. But God will bring it. Because let me tell you, I haven't been driving this Lyft for no long time, but I don't know how, but about 80%, I would say 80% of these people, these passengers that I've been transporting, and they be all different races. They literally they hop on in this car and just start talking about something about their shifts, their evolution journey, wherever they at in their life, they're learning, they're healing. They just start talking about this stuff. I don't be listening to these conversations, but that's just crazy. But it's the truth. I said, I don't know. I said, well, I know I don't believe in coincidences, and I think some things are just divinely orchestrated at the right place and at the right time. And then sometimes I think God will just line it up where you meet certain people and conversations just spark up to give you a confirmation that you are on the right path, and just to continue moving forward and continue to releasing things that's outdated and not aligned with the truth of who you are. All this kind of stuff, it just lets you know. It just be a nice confirmation, like, dang, like, how I keep meeting these people? What? So anyway, I just hope y'all having a good Saturday. And I just had to throw that out there to put something on somebody's mind. People will do that to you. People do that to you. And whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, they'll do that to you. So just protect yourself. And what they say, audit your circle. Audit your circle. Okay, cheers. I'm gonna finish my little coffee and I'm gonna get out here and do me a little lift. But I had to drop that in there. Oh my God, that dream was awful. Because I know what that's like. And I know people who've been through that who haven't had a chance to come up out of that. So then they don't know it, but they're passing it on. They project it on to the next set of people. That's why that healing and stuff is so important and letting go. Because otherwise you be unconsciously re-spreading the shit that you done went through, the trauma you done been through. You actually become like the person that you was traumatized from if you don't take a look and go within. And you might not even be aware of it that you're doing it. But that's what be happening. And that's the worst thing in the world. That's why it's so important to be able to look within yourself and stop being so distracted. And I'm just so happy because I do know my egoic personality and just everything in my external reality at this last about hour or two was trying to pull me and have me just being spread all thin in my energy. Didn't even want me to, where I started to get, what is it called? Stress for time, urgency, sitting up here worrying about, okay, but I gotta go do the lift. And try to distract me and pull me away from hopping on here like I wanted to. Now I know, see, I'm gonna have a much better night just as the night goes on because I took care of that, because I wanted to share that dream with y'all, because that's dangerous, man. That's dangerous. And to just be around somebody just because I knew them all my life, but you don't know that they trying to like lull you to sleep, or they hindering your progress and that kind of stuff. You just oblivious to that. That's awful. Whether even if they don't mean to do it, it's important to just be aware that that's how stuff be happening. That's how energies work. And that's what it means to be aligned with somebody and to not be aligned with them. That's a big deal. So I love y'all. I'm gonna go, and I might have back on here, but yeah, I just had to share that dream with y'all because that was a real thing. And I hope what I'm saying make a little bit of sense about how that be happening. But y'all was pissed off. So I said I'm for sure not keeping that dream to myself. Somebody need to hear that. So audit your circle and be mindful. Audit your circle. Protect your energy, and just whatever you're doing, as long as you're moving with a good heart and you know that you're doing what you need to do, and it's coming from a place that's for the best and highest good for you and everybody else, but for you first, right? Because this ain't no sacrificial lamb stuff. Ain't nobody God around here. So just protect yourself first, irregardless of whose feelings it might hurt. You need to do what you got to do so you can be sure you stay on this earth, and then you move forward, and then you just make adjustments and whatever you got to do accordingly as the time go. But just look after yourself. Just look after yourself and be careful. Okay? And I'm speaking to myself as I speak to y'all. So talk to y'all later. Okay. Be safe. Bye. Let me see.